representing the 305, my 305 brother.
Yes, sir.
What would you give your off-season grade for the Miami Dolphins?
Okay, so um, I was leaning towards like a B plus, but I'm gonna go with a solid A. I'll go to A minus. Let me put it that way. I'll go to A minus. One, no, disregard all the moves that we made. Let's just start with the fact that we have a full off season together. Let's just start with that. We traded for Bradley Chubb in the middle of the season. So he has a full off season with us. So he has a full off season with us. It was a lot of games last year, man, but we had a lot of pre-snap penalties. I really don't know the stats on where we ranked as far as pre-snap penalties, but I know we had a lot. I remember watching our games, and so many times they blew the whistle before we even snapped the ball, and that just tells me that the team is unfamiliar with each other. Like it's a new team, new coaches, new players. So I felt like with a full off season and a full season together, like that camaraderie and the rapport on the team will get even stronger. So that's another thing. Also, Mike McDaniel is a few times where he's made mistakes as a coach, took full accountability, and I feel like he's learned from that. So I'm gonna just start with those as far as the offseason. Next, I'll go with the draft. Um, I mean, we drafted okay, I guess. Based on the spots we were in. I know we got a cornerback. Um, I know we got a cornerback. What's his name? Cam Smith. He should be playing in the slot a lot. He might get more time since Jalen Ramsey is out, but um, I think that was a solid pickup. I know we got a tight end, Elijah Higgins. I believe he ran like a 4.5 40. So it seems like we're trying to keep the identity of a speedy, fast team on offense. So
Hmm.
I like those pickups. Um, and Jalen Ramsey pickup in free agency is probably the biggest, splash we made in the offseason.
Hmm.
And not only just picking him up, he wanted to come here. So that says a lot for a guy of his caliber, to go to a team that he wanted to go to. And the fact that he's got Xavier Howard on the other side, another physical, number one corner who's has the ability to defend number one receivers. So, I think that just Ramsey, just knowing that, this team has a chance because he's won before. So he knows
Yep.
what it takes. So I just felt like, him coming over here, he knew that we had a chance. So he was going to play like we had a chance. Not saying that he wouldn't play hard regardless, but, when you have a chance, you play harder. I feel like. So, so yeah, Jalen Ramsey pickup and Vic Fangio. I mean, I can't say enough about Vic Fangio. He's been coaching like over 20 seasons. He's been top 10 in points allowed 10 times. He's first. I think he was first once. He was like maybe second 4 or 5 times. I think the last time he coached was 2021, and the his team was ranked second in points allowed. So I think having him come over with Jalen Ramsey addition, my man number 15, Jaden Phillips. Um, I think it's Chris Wilkins. I can't remember his first name, but Wilkins number 98, I mean 94, the defensive lineman.
Hmm.
Um, Bradley Chubb. I just feel like with the weapons that we have on defense now, bringing him in, we're gonna be very scary on both sides of the ball. So I give our offseason overall an A minus.
Yeah. I can't say I disagree. The Jalen Ramsey was a great pickup. Along with that defense that you already had last year, you just didn't have. I guess you didn't have the scheme that was necessary for all the defensive people that you have there. Um, Now having Vic Fangio come over there, who's one of the best defensive coaches that have ever coached in this game. I know that personally because he coached the 49ers, but he also coached the Denver Broncos, and the Denver Broncos defense was nasty when he was there. And he actually, from what I remember, he was supposed to be the guy to help the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year, but we all know how that went. So
Hmm.
um, but like I said, he wasn't the coordinator. He was just there to help out to try to answer some questions to I guess whatever it is that they needed. Um, but I did see a comment that deal with something that's currently still going on in the off season right now. with a certain running back in Indianapolis who has been granted wishes to actually be able to get traded. And it seems like the Dolphins are the one team that's making the most offers right now. Nothing has been accepted right now, but um, do you think y'all get JT? And if you do, how much does that help your team?
Um, well, you know, Christian Wilkins, yeah. So thank you, Carl. I knew you'd know. So like picking up a running back obviously doesn't mean what it used to mean, but he's not just a running back. I mean, he's arguably the best running back in the league. So I think picking him up, no question, will make our team better because well, we already have an identity of Tua dropping back, getting rid of the ball. That's another thing I forgot to mention with the offseason. My boy Tubby Tua, my man put the weight on.
I
So
was
when he
waiting on
get
you to. I
so
was
when
waiting on
he
you to bring
get
that up.
tackled, man, when he get tackled, he's good. Shout out to Ryan Clark. Keep my QB's name out your
With your
mouth.
mouth.
All right, Ryan Clark. I ain't gonna tell you again before I have to pivot that way. You get what I'm saying? So look, all I'm saying is, uh, uh, the Jonathan Taylor pickup, I think no question will help our team. Like I said, we already have a identity of dropping back and getting rid of the football, but you add the fact that if we do hand it off, he's gonna get 5 yards a carry because that's about what he averages. He's gonna get about 5 yards a carry if we do hand the ball off, and we already getting almost 20 yards per catch. So I think that no question will help our team. I just don't know like exactly how it will happen because him being so good, he's used to getting a certain amount of touches. I don't know if he's gonna get that amount of touches coming over here in Miami. Unless we go up 30 off the break and start handling the ball. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm not gonna root against us getting them. I hope we get them. But if we don't, I think Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. are good enough, to get it done. As long as we stay healthy.
Yep, it's a scheme they already know. It's the same scheme they had when they were in San Francisco. Because Coach Mike McDaniel's, who's one of the best, I believe, is one of the best offensive coaches in the offensive minded coaches in the league. He's been doing this thing. He brought that fast paced offense to the to Miami, and it seems to fit well. That's what Miami is usually known for. So hey, use it to its advantage. So now that you mentioned Tua, your guy, of course, I gotta ask, what are your expectations from Tua this season? Do you see? Of course, we want to make sure that Tua is healthy. Like you say, he put on what 15, 20 pounds of muscle this off season, and from what I've seen in the preseason games, he's learned how to fall. He making sure that he don't, make sure he don't get any more concussions. So he out there doing what he's supposed to do. What are your expectations of Tua this season?
All right, my first expectation is for him to finish the season. That's my first expectation. No funny. He has to play every game because man, last year we started off great, man. We had our first 3 games when we started off 3-0. First
Mhm.
game was against the Patriots. On paper, everybody's probably not surprised we won that game. Then we played the Ravens in a shootout, a certified shootout where we were down 21 points. A
Bruh,
certified shootout.
bruh,
Came all the way back
bruh.
and won the game. Then the third game, we played the Bills. They had the ball like 75% of the game. They
Mm.
time possession crushed us. But when we got the ball, we made the plays we had to make to win the game. So that we were able to win 3 different types of games. People say, "Oh, they can't score 50." Oh, we put up 42 and beat the Ravens. Oh, if they don't got the ball a lot, they can't win because Tyreek Hill can't get the ball. We only had the ball a little bit, got it done against the Bills, a team that was so-called favored to be one of the Super Bowl winners. Then, like we were showing that we were capable of winning any type of game. So I feel like we come into the season with the same mindset with our new additions. My boy Tua still accurate than a mug. Shout out to Cheetah for saying he more accurate than Mahomes. I might believe it now. I don't know. Tua still putting that thing on the money. I don't know if you've seen this clip, Dave, but they got a clip on YouTube where they switched the camera and made Tua look like a right-handed quarterback. Bro, he looked like the GOAT throwing right-handed. He looked like the GOAT. It looked so crazy, but yeah, man. Um, I expect Tua to finish the season. And just like last year, if he stays healthy, He's in MVP talks. He was second behind Mahomes before he got hurt. He might have. Hey, I ain't gonna say that, but look, he was second behind Mahomes before he got hurt. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this as no crazy Dolphins fan. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what happened when we was playing. Like the he was there. The numbers are there. Yards per attempt. You know what I mean? Completion percentage. It's all there, and we got the weapons for him to get it done. So I expect Tua to finish the season and be in the MVP conversation. I'm not gonna say that he got to win MVP because first, before winning MVP, you got to play enough games to win MVP. So I need him to stay healthy, stay on the field. You know, see my man put them pounds on. Shout out to Tubby Tua, man. Hey, look, the one, not the Tua.
Tubby Tua. Hey, I'm expecting to see a good season from him this year, a good healthy one as well. So we'll see. We'll see if everything goes right. Hopefully he can get a playoff win and maybe go even further than that. Let's see what happens this year. Where everyone knows the situation that happened last year. But now, with that, going into the very last question I have to ask you, um, what is your win loss record this year, and how far do you guys go?
Um, you got to forgive me, man. I'm looking at the schedule now. I'm not even. I seen our schedule early, like a few weeks ago, and we
Mhm.
got a pretty nice schedule. As far as the opponents we playing, man. So I know we owe the Chargers. We owe the Chargers. Mike McDaniel already said, no, I effed up. So we owe the Chargers. But I'm 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 looking at 13 wins. I say about 13 wins. Because the Jets made some moves. I know we still gotta see them on the field, but on paper, you can't deny that team if you ask me. Uh but yeah, I got us winning the division. Whatever that record says, I got us winning the division. Um, I would say, hey Carl, until week 16, hold that L, big guy, hold that L. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson, hold that L.
That's week
So,
16. Who knows what the teams are going to be at that time? The Dolphins could
so,
probably afford an L at that time. So who knows?
so yeah, I'm gonna go like I'll say around 13 wins. If Tua stay healthy, man, yeah, I don't see us losing. What is it? 13 and how many games is it? 17.
17
So that's
games.
13-4.
Hmm.
Yeah, I say we get about 13 wins. I don't see us losing more than 6 games.
Okay, so seal
No,
ceiling is 13-4, but the floor
yeah,
is 11-6.
I'll go 7 games. Let me change that. My bad, Dave. I'll go 7 games just to make it more realistic. Yeah,
10.
7 games. Yeah, about 10-7 is the floor because we got a tough division. So if it's some close games against them good teams, it can go either way. But you know, me knowing what my team is capable of, and mind you, I'm not scared of the Bills. You saw what happened in a playoff game with Skylar Thompson.
Mhm.
Nobody's scared of the Bills. So I'm looking at that. And another thing, and I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Another thing about the offseason pickups, man. Mike White was a great pickup as a backup QB. Let me just say that. Mike White was a great pickup. So last year when Tua went out, we had Bridgewater. Then he got hurt. You know what I mean? So it was like a wild goose chase for a quarterback position. Mike White is one of the top backup QBs in the league, so he will be able to do what Cooper Rush did for Dak Prescott.
Mm. Well, it's crazy that you just mentioned Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. The Cowboys just added another quarterback on their team. I know this is a Dolphin segment, but the Cowboys just traded for Trey Lance. So Trey Lance is now a Dallas Cowboy.
Whew,
Um, ah, yeah,
sheesh.
this ain't my segment, so I'm not going to talk about that. I just had to bring up that news, So that also lets you know that you get fresh news here first. I literally
Hmm.
just told you what happened right before it just broke on ESPN just now. So there you go. There you go. Yep, I know, Tomo. I know. I know. I know. But now, I appreciate you, JMO, for coming on today to talk about your Dolphins. I'm gonna let you get some last words before you get off here. So, last words.
Last words, man. Shout out to Refuse to Lose. I appreciate you for having me, man. As always, it's always a pleasure, for the MVP, to come drop some knowledge on the show. Shout out the whole Refuse to Lose family, man. And check the details. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. Tubby Tua.
My 305 brother, appreciate you, my guy. You enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming on today.
The one, not the two.
You heard what he
Let's
said.
get it.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.